live before the opening bell. We have a 5:30 call on Google on a 9:17 weighted expiration. Here we go. We got a Google. That's the equity name. And it closed at 5:22. You can see that it had made highs at some point. I got a 530.59 by a 531.73 ratio. So that's the close to the ratio high. Current price prints that just hit the tape would be 530.56. Now, the 530 put at yesterday's close was in the money because we closed at 522.18, and these are a weighted 9/17/2011 530 put weighted action. Price action is going to happen in this market. There will be a wholesale entry to the put side, and there'll be a retail exhaustion gap on the opening side of the 530 call. The other one that will have to be monitored very carefully would be this 530 or this 520 call, because this way we can clearly see what we want to see. And this is going to be the other part of it, is the 520 call right here. Is you can see the last print, $13. But let's take a look at that low. Yesterday was 830 and that high was 1350. Now it too is a 9/17/2011 520 call. And it was $2 in the money from that closing price, because it closed at 522.18 and 520, and that there equals $2. So there were $2 in the money. Now, by looking at the side of the market that you should be looking at here, is you're going to be looking at where the okay, what kind of premium do they give to this one that was out of the money, and what kind of premium this one, $8 in the money now and $8 out of the money, is there's going to be a weighting there. But we're going to take a look at the top side exhaustion. If they're giving it premium, we will know from that print of $13. So on the 520 call in the money, we're going to look and see if they gap that up to 15.50 and start a market by 16.20 on the opening bell there. Over here on the 530 put before the opening bell, which is about 9 pennies away, is we would be taking a look somewhere on that lower end, is if they're not giving premium. So let's start it at 12.80, so be 12.60 by 13.20 on the 530 put on that gap down. But the lower end of that market could peak as low. Let's take a look, 15.70. We could start making markets. So let's set alarms down there at 8.5 by 9.20. All right, and then there's a hook at 7.40 by 7.70 on a bid and ask in that 530 put. And on the gap ratio sequences here, we'll wait for the opening bell. It is now 6:21 a.m. Price action preview. Google in action. Once again, calls, puts, price action. How do you weight a market? You know, and how do you compare the things that you need to know based on the equity movement here? That's going to populate this and this and this. Remember, when you are live in that option pit, you got to know where the lower end of these markets are. And if you don't understand that, it's highly risk. So once again, MMTs, we are ready for Google.